didn't know he had one.
The clapboard? Yeah. Play Pert Podcast, episode 17.
17!
We're going rated 17, man. Or rated R? NC 17?
NC
17.
Alright.
What was Coyote Ugly? Wasn't that the first one that was on theaters that was actually rated NC 17?
No, it was
Really?
9.5 weeks was the one that I got from the video store.
No,
I mean like
Showgirls?
Yes.
Showgirls.
Man, that is
Showgirls.
an underrated.
Yeah, that was
Old girl with
NC-17
old girl from Saved by the Bell.
What?
Yes.
Elizabeth Burton.
Yes. Showgirl. That's what I'm thinking about.
God, that movie.
Yeah.
That might have been the first movie I
That started it off.
I don't even know, man. There was like a couple of different scenes that kind of stuck with me. And like,
I believe Gina Gershon was the other one, and man.
nah, that was pretty cool too. I also thought that like ladies like to be like really, really moved hard like that, the way she was dancing, and it turned out that's not how it needs to go down.
No, nobody needs. No. She was.
But you know, these are things that you learn over time.
Oh man, I'm about to go back and watch that again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's an underrated, overrated movie.
It really was a good movie too, though. At the end of the day, man, because it showed
It
you.
might be an overrated, underrated movie.
You don't think it showed you like
Wow.
You think?
Yeah. The plot line's terrible. The acting's horrible. But there's a lot of naked chicks that they're famous.
You didn't think you didn't? I
True
thought the movie so.
In hindsight,
well.
I will say this: the dude, the other choreographer dude.
Okay.
That's OG Bobby Johnson, man.
That is OG Bobby Johnson.
OG Killer Bobby Johnson. Nice.
Yeah. No, that's a good one.
Yeah, I definitely think that the movie told a tale of shit that's still current today. That's why I say
No,
You
that's
know
still
what?
real,
it
man.
aged well, right?
No,
But
it's show business. It's
dancing
show
will
business.
never die.
Yeah, but I get that, right? But as we get into a more business savvy world, you see the chicks swipe up now. So it's a little bit.
What's the swipe up you say?
Well, when you swipe up, subscribe to their little channel.
Is that how you do it? Because I see that Maul has some swipe up everything.
Is that on Instagram?
Yeah. When he makes a joke.
Is that on Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram. You swipe up on
Swipe up and
Snapchat
subscribe to
and you
them.
can subscribe to, but you have to pay. It's like as much as $60 a month. You subscribe to their.
What?
So, but think about
Instagram models?
But they show
yeah.
you the other content, right? I'm not gonna plug their websites because they're not paying us, but there's definitely a lot of fan websites out there, and you basically slide it up, and then you become a Patreon, kind of like Patreon, because Patreon does that as well, where you can subscribe. You can be a lifetime subscriber for a low fee of $500.
Okay, I can see
Or-
that.
Interesting.
Or you could do a yearly subscription for X amount, and so
Man,
far.
congratulations on entrepreneurship.
Yes, and
in
that's
all
why I told you
forms.
some more entrepreneurs today than anything that I was telling you about.
Okay,
But
alright.
what's amazing is that the business doesn't really change. The PMC told you, pimping ain't dead. It just moved to the website. The man's a profit.
PMC
Hey,
did
man,
say
moment
that.
of silence for the
Rest
prophet.
in peace, man.
Move to the way.
Rest in power, bruh.
Thank you. And yes, seriously, man.
Yeah, serious,
legendary, and he saw the vision, and he had came home from jail and saw this internet boom. He didn't even know.
He didn't even know.
about
He came out of
that
jail and saw the
4
internet.
years in jail. That's a
Yeah.
long time, especially for a technology shift,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
2002,
It was during the time where technology boomed.
2002 to 2006 or 2003, whatever he was locked up during that. Yes,
Yeah.
during that time, like
No,
he
that's
come
when it
home and
boomed.
People
He
on
came
Facebook
back.
and MySpace is dead. And
You know, I was listening to the audiobook of
Yeah.
Jay Prince, as you
Yeah.
know, I do on Shuffle on my Apple, on Spotify. I don't know who's plugging this. Everybody on my YouTube, on my Power Hits 281 playlist or Anchor FM or something.
Yes, sir.
We were over. I was listening to it, and he was over talking about how the record company did not want to let them do solo projects, right? And so Jay Prince, being Jay Prince, right? I'll never say anything bad on the airwaves about that man,
Right.
especially in the city of Houston. Is that he figured out a way for Bun B to make a UGK album in the tank while Pimp C was out, and then got to do his solo business.
Yes. And I don't know how.
But he ended up even getting him out of that.
This dude is fucking awkward as hell.
I don't even want to talk about
when he does that,
but he came from the third ward, so or the fifth ward.
No, I mean he
the
does.
Fifth, I'm sorry.
He does. Yeah,
sorry, Prince.
Bad news is gonna meet you home.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm sorry, Prince.
But he somehow you just managed to do that every week, Trey, and at the beginning of every show. And
I want him to know that I appreciate because that man has become
to Jay Prince.
Because he's been kind of like that older black man who's been like whispering to me just to keep going with my entrepreneurship.
No, always.
So I feel that, man.
No,
and he drops real game. He'll tell you things like you know.
We gave Master P his game, so always salute
real
to Jay
talk.
Prince, man. I told you P's one of my heroes, so always
is.
like I heard it was a fee involved, and they both kind of they never say, you know, but
that's respect.
Isn't that the norm though?
Yeah.
For our era, because nowadays you'd be like, nah, I taught him Soulja Boy, and they're like, I taught him everything.
Man, Soulja Boy is fizzling out, bro. What's up with your Draco?
He not. Man, Soulja Boy does this every year, bro.
I thought that Tatiana was gonna be alright, and I heard that Tatiana remix release.
One?
Yeah, alright. So since you haven't heard, because you know I want to do the Tatiana, is that it's basically a whole bunch of remixes that everybody's doing. And what he basically did this recent time was, he slept with Black China. Who hasn't? Not showing anything out, but that's another entrepreneur out in the game.
Did you get any points for that?
She's.
He posted on Twitter. He just wanted to know what the pussy felt like.
Real talk. No, that's real talk.
Well, it feels like
young Draco never ever lies to us, but what he did.
To be honest, like at some point of your hoeing, it becomes an honor to be able to say. I mean, look at Superhead, right? She sucks everyone, but if you got it from her, you had it.
You remember the CB4 though? You remember a CB4 that Chris Rock? Like that's why Chris Rock is the
go-arounds now. So there's a new Cash Stacks, there's a Selena. There's a plethora of chicks underneath that, like that are the new Superheads and all these different chicks. They're rappers for some reason. They're clout tokens.
CB4 by Chris Rock, he put the whole hip hop game on notice and basically said that there's a woman who has Polaroids of everybody. You remember?
Yeah.
And it was like, and now it's Instagram videos. Now is Man, can you believe that? You gotta check your phone at the door with Draco now.
Well, you should check your phone at the door anyway, because that's how he got caught up. See, he got caught up with that cocaine at one time.
But it wasn't.
He said he swears that it was aspirin or some shit chopped up.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He already did what he did. Now, why you over here? Why you talking about that? Tekashi, stop it.
Tekashi. Look. I was gonna say I fuck with BC.
It works.
BC's my go-to. It works fast. It works within 5
Real talk. So on the Tatiana,
man, that's a clutch fucking life. It's a lie. I feel that, boy.
That's real. So he hit it right, but then he wanted to get back at his boy Tiger because they're in some simulated beef. I don't know about that, right? But in the song, he said that he knocked it down, bish, bam, boom, whatever, and then played Fortnite with your son because he was in the other room.
Yeah,
and so like as a older black man, because he's older at this point, he's over 20 something, right? Okay. So at this point. Yo, man, there's certain things in the culture that everybody knows about that temporary stepdaddy. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. And don't be putting shit out on blast to where that kid now has Soulja Boy making his life hard.
That shit is a bar.
See, the problem is we ain't got no MC Hammers in the game right now. You know what I mean? Because you say anything about anybody in his family.
Nah, MC Hammer.
There's some people finna knock on your door.
Yeah.
Perfect. It might be him himself.
True.
It might be him himself.
So you ain't got a lot of pull up.
That's true.
Pull up on you.
Man, people had Hammer wrong, but he went to Jesus at the end because he know he did something. Hey, I'm not even gonna say it. That's like Jay Prince. We done talked about way too many people. Pert, can you give us the Planet Pert podcast one more time?
Planet Pert, where you can get in free, but you gotta be a G, like a Newport Short, Louisiana Parish Jail. Ain't got no filter. Episode NC-17. we're about to get a little bit dark side a little bit. We're not gonna really, we're gonna have fun with it too at the same day, man. We're gonna talk about the arcades.
I can't
not
believe
the arcade.
Well, like I didn't know what you said in the group chat, so I was just.
The arcades, man. Both of the Robert K's.
The name Robert should just go away.
Man, you gotta take the week off. Your name is Robert.
Nobody
if I can name.
My man said my name is Bob.
I know.
Name any of my kids Robert.
We're canceling Robert.
No,
it's done.
So we're canceling for a second. So we can cancel.
Bring it back, and we gotta cancel Robert. Because,
all right.
Because I'm not canceling Robert Kraft, man. The reason why I'm not canceling Robert Kraft because my man is a billionaire, man, and try to get pussy on the fucking dollar menu. And I gotta commend that.
See, I wasn't even mad at that.
I'm cheap, and I why go out and spend $10,000 for a bitch to fly to you? See, these rappers just got it backwards. This is what we fuck up at once more again. When I tell you, white people have money, don't spend it. They rather get money by business,
dude. The place was in the.
We won't name the rapper that made that up because I ain't fucking with him.
The place was close to his house. The place was in the neighborhood of all. That's number one. Like people actually are not thinking about the actual proximity to where the place was to where he lived.
Okay.
So bam, that's one. Number two, my thing about it is I don't think that man went up in there and be like, you know what? Let me get one of the ones that you got trafficked. Not the legal one. I hate that because let's be real. We all been in the strip club before.
Can I drop the
night, if it was the night,
I like where you going.
We all been in the strip club.
Yes.
So if it was a night that we got raided and randomly one of the strippers that never checked the ID was 16 years old. Now every customer in there, customer in there finna wear these silver bracelets, and we ain't even go up in there and be like, hey, let me get the illegal
16-year-old.
But it was on the people who run the place
to make sure. That's not what happened to the other Robert Kelly.
No, we're not going there yet.
We're talking about craft.
We're gonna craft.
We're on craft just saying.
This guy gave us mac and cheese, dog.
Alright.
This guy gave us mac and fuck the Patriots. This guy gave us mac and cheese, bro.
Can I tell you something?
The game ain't been the same since.
Fuck you talking about with greens, nigga?
I think from a sports angle, bro.
Get me off my diet.
From a sports angle, I think it was just part of his pregame ritual.
Okay.
Yes.
He's probably been doing that for
He did it before the championship and the Super Bowl.
No, he probably and according to some people in the media, I'm not going to drop any big names out there, but like they were saying that the document said that he had a few, that he had he paid for a number 2 on the menu.
Okay.
And so that's cool.
Okay.
Sometimes I get a double quarter pounder, and it makes me feel good about my life.
With no bread.
Man, no bread on that shit. You can order that eating that Whataburger.
Again, all jokes aside. I see you got something there. Go ahead.
What's up, man? Sports guy, man. APR Sports, plug that in.
Next week, part 2, man. Let's go.
I don't feel like what he did was wrong in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
It's
he
immoral.
did it in the wrong state.
Look, it's immoral. And it's a misdemeanor, and that is what it is. Right? If he was running the business of the business and in the business,
we got
he's got a problem.
Now we got an issue.
And it's absolutely salacious, and it's good tabloid fodder, but who fucking cares?
Do you think that it's just like how they did with Jerry Jones to make sure that he didn't sell?
I think
when the going was good, because what nobody ever talks about is that Jerry Jones, when he built the Cathedral of Jerry, he could have sold the team at a very good price because everybody was like, man, this is a magnificent stadium. And so all of a sudden it came out where my dude was drunk one night in the elevator, and now he has some young chick on his crotch. I mean, billion.
No, look, man, I think that when it comes to what the actual purpose of the FBI investigation into that place was,
all right,
I think that's legit shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the people who got caught up in there because they went to the place.
Yeah.
If you weren't with someone who was trafficked, I don't think there's a whole lot that can be done. And if that person wasn't underage, I don't think there's anything to be done, even if they were trafficked.
But how
unless
do we
you
know? Exactly.
But
how do you don't know? Because if it's traffic, you never
But how do we know? You hit it on the nail. We're in a strip club and we're going somewhere, and we don't know if they rated this and they're like, oh, this club is for sex trafficking, and next thing you know, like we're blasted because of that. Not saying that's what he did, because he did order the number 2.
If he owns the strip center,
you know,
he had a double
right?
DJ.
If he owns the strip center, if he's funding anything in any way, shape, or form, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, there's nothing other than the misdemeanor they gave him that even matters.
Okay.
I mean, they're gonna try to attack. They're gonna try
to.
I can see them trying to use it against them.
And
in
look,
some
even
way,
in the NFL,
I definitely don't agree.
Policy, right? If an NFL player is caught up in that same scheme, they're not suspending him. If a game, maybe, probably.
The statement as far as player versus owner represents.
No. But my point is how would they punish a player? I know they should punish an owner more, right? But how would they punish a player who was busted for misdemeanor prostitution charge? Like, really? In the grand scheme of what the NFL deals with their players in the offseason,
they would take that as light
work. minor fucking.
That's light work.
I think the NBA.
I mean, technically, at the lobby of every hotel they go to, you can.
You know what I'm saying? In every single bar and every hotel they stay at.
The NBA is somebody's going to be lighter on their punishment in that regard.
Well, the NBA has different.
The NFL does carry different criteria for whatever reason, but the
American sport.
Yeah, but the NBA is like Barkley got caught with the prostitute game. What, like all
he
kind
threw
of,
somebody through a window.
Right.
I don't know, but I
he
think,
is beloved right now.
Like to your point though, I think like bad boys are appreciated in NBA, but bad boys.
You think it's because basketball is more of an urban? Look at and I'm gonna say basketball is more of an urban audience. And the reason why I say basketball is more of an urban audience is because look at the fucking All-Star game, dude.
Okay.
We got Meek Mills.
All right, so can we talk about that for a second?
All-Star game.
Can we talk about that show for a second?
Can I talk about that? We talked about that a little bit.
I don't think we talked about. I think we might have said something about J. Cole because I'm on that J. Cole kick. But like real talk, I'm tired of people who are putting on bad shows at live events.
So rank. Okay.
And so real talk, J. Cole, man, I'm bumping that middle child. I saw you drop that new video. Big up to you, even though I think there's too many cryptic things. Stop trying to be like Childish Gambino. Not every single video needs to be This Is America anymore. All I have to say about that. But live, you are there in the Carolinas that you rep. That's your shit, right? You didn't bring out P. Pablo. I feel you, man. It could have been some shit on the side, right?
Yeah.
But real talk, if you're going to say something over a wordless track, right? And actually say the words they're authentic, man. Let's get your sound check right. Let's not have you on some echo bullshit. That should be the crispest fucking audio in the whole fucking business. 1, 2, no, man, because I think it's bad. 2, Meek Mill. Like, you're right, Michael Rappaport shouldn't have said something about you not rhyming on beat, but you weren't fucking rhyming on beat, man. Right now,
spot on.
Well, it's like, nah, man, right now, rap and hip-hop is pop music, all right? Which means that you got to perform live.
Blamed for saying something, but go ahead.
No, but you should be able to perform live. And just like we would hold up somebody who plays a wrong note with a guitar or on the piano. I mean, Alicia Keys played fucking 2 pianos at dropping the pose that, oh my goodness, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and so she did both pianos, and we would have been like, man, she fucked up, but she didn't. And that's all I'm saying is that y'all got to start getting your wordplay and the way that you present yourself on the fucking mic. Get that shit down before you ever show up in front of camera.
So,
because you are the rock stars right now.
All right, and I'm not even going to rebuttal that great rant. I'm not going to rebuttal that, but I will say the dude that told you not J. Cole fan like that, I think he's a dope lyricist. I think he's a rap. But the problem is he's so fucking dry, monotone, and it comes across in his performance. It comes across in so many different things that he does. How do you get hyped to a J? How the fuck do you hype up to perform any of those songs? True. This shit is so deep and so thought. Like, you have to be Because
it's a thoughtful.
I can't make a video like Little Child jumping up and down with 100 niggas behind me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But Great House touched on that. Great House touched on that on the sit down when I asked him. I was like, knowing like your personal, like how you are in person versus what type of song you write.
Yes.
Like when you're on stage. Because, a lot of artists, they like to be themselves, they like to release, they like to, that's their expression.
Yeah.
But then certain songs calls for you to do certain things.
You have to project
and in that moment, when you're performing a song that does not match your true personality, are you more of an actor or are you more of a performer?
Yes, right. But it's a little bit of both, right? Because if I'm doing a song and it's a sad R.I.P. song or like something like that,
the good one's good.
I know, but I'm not gonna be in there just smiling, right?
The good I
want that to be somber, right? Just be like, I wish it was different. You open up, like I want it to come across like how I'm projecting this. Now, if I'm shooting my bang bang, then it's all the way up. If I'm mad in the video. You can see
it just matches.
So, right. I think great. I thought the same thing with me, man. I was like, did he really come out that on the intro? He was better off just doing his best intro that he did was, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? Like, I would have came out with that because that new intro is on that Phil Collins beat. The best person I ever heard rap on the Phil Collins beat was Tupac, and it was mixed in on Screw. Somebody did a Screw with Staring at the World Through My Rear View and Phil Collins mixed together, and it was the best person I ever heard rap on that. If you never heard that, get on your Googles because it's still on Google to this day. I don't know who mixed that shit together, but when I first heard it, it was an H-Town on the Screw tape, or maybe a knockoff Screw. But you had that multiple gunshots, feel the blood coming in the bro. When I tell you it was fucking awesome, it was awesome. Now, back to Mills, because I want to transition back into Mr. Kraft. Back into Mills. You don't think?
No, we got to talk about R. Kelly, which I believe you, Mr. McDonald's.
We will get to him, but you don't. I guess where I'm going with that is, all of a sudden, this guy starts hanging out with the rappers.
He did.
Doing the bullshit.
He probably got
freeing niggas, flying niggas on choppers, doing all this great shit, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
things popped up.
Yeah.
The only reason I couldn't jump on that was like Aaron touched on, that FBI investigation was more on human trafficking, and he got caught up in something else. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were investigating Kraft and waiting on him.
He showed up to a spot that he heard was good and safe.
I didn't think they knew for 2 years though. I thought they knew. Because what I heard was 6 months because.
Well, but it was the spot
because the deal is. And somebody brought this to attention on another show I was listening to. They were like, okay, do you mean to tell me that these people, as a matter of fact, I heard on the Breakfast Club this morning, you mean to tell me that these people were basically getting sexually assaulted, and our government and our system is so fucked up that we're so anxious about getting the case that we let these people get sex slaves for 6 months
before you stopped it.
Before we went there to stop them. And I was like, that fucked me up this morning. I was just like, damn, Charlamagne was just like, yeah, and da-da-da, and yeah, like, is that where we're really at? To where we're gonna let these people. These aren't people who buying drugs, right? We're watching drug dealers, people who are choosing to fuck their lives up, right? Who are choosing to smoke crystal meth. Yeah, you can OD off this fentanyl, but you don't have to buy this shit. These people who have their passport held until they can transition into paying this debt off, which sometimes probably means when the titties start to fall and you start to look and not make money like you don't. Here's your pack. Yeah, if you're strong enough to make it that far, like now you get the fuck up out of here.
Have you ever read the books by Iceberg Slim?
Meek's been out for about 6 months. What I'm telling you,
wow.
But he's been out for some months now.
Okay.
And they was already fighting to get him out there before that. So dude has already started pulling plugs. I'm just telling you, man, pay attention to something. I don't believe in Illuminati, but I do believe when people start fucking with black people and get into that bag a little bit, like more eyes are on you at that point.
Well, no, there was something that just came out where he paired with Jay-Z and Meek Mill, and for prison reform. Yeah, we both know that the prison industry is an industry.
Okay.
That makes
for-profit prison.
Yes, that makes a lot of money.
Of
and
course.
when you hang around people who live their life in the spotlight, even though you don't need to be, right? And you start wearing that chain a diamond out championship chain from somebody that they already tried to lock up over a wheelie because of
they
his.
locked him up for the wheelie.
They locked him up for the wheelie, but because of his influence, they found a way to let him out. Whoever gets let out of jail. But anyway,
well, no, plus the judge though, till they found some
with the judge.
Man, dude,
yeah, but the whole
lawyers, lawyers are expensive. We said it on Pert podcast. One will say it on it now.
So here's where the digging goes, though.
Go.
And this is what I'm telling you. It works both ways, right? The same way that when you got money, you could dig back into their ass. So when they start digging into you and jamming you up for popping willies, guess what? Now it's something out there that everybody's done illegally, and you have the right people. If you have a Ray Donovan on your fucking team, these are facts.
What's the name?
They would dig that
Amazon
shit
guy. Prime example.
Yeah.
Amazon guy.
Facts.
Oh, you got pictures of me? Cool. I know what I'm gonna do.
Well, Jeff Bezos, he just like I think that went under. I think that just kind of blew past a lot of different people. It's just the fact that he said
how he handled it.
Well, it's not even just. It was not even just that. It's that there was an admission. I know that you know that I know that you're watching everything and you can intercept everything. And you did it to me.
Right.
Knowing that I signed the contracts, I'm the one who's providing these things. I'm doing all these things, right?
Yeah.
Then come on, man. Yeah. Is it really even I think that it was something to put him in check maybe. But when what he did is that he used his outlet, right? He got his best writers to write the best thing. Got his best lawyers, because lawyers cost money.
Right.
And when you're the richest man, when you're Bill Gates, you have the best lawyers, right?
Understandable, man.
Best accountants, right?
I get the influence.
And now everybody is just waiting. And so, like, with the Jeff Bezos thing, it was like, not that he was dilly-dallying, because I'm sure that there's a lot of things as you go up that you just accumulate, right?
Right.
It's just the fact that he said, man, I already know your game because you let me into the door and gave me the clearance. And you're gonna use it against me?
Right.
Drake? No, dude.
No, man. You hit that shit spot on the nail, man. You hit that shit spot on the nail. I just, one last thing about Meek Mill is not anything to do with any of that. But today he got Meek Mill Day in Houston. Man, shout out to Houston, dude, and Matt Turner, man, because Matt Turner's been giving a lot of people stuff that's been doing positive, whether they're whoever day Lil Kiki has a day, ESG has a day, like Matt Turner, because these guys, but they're not just giving a days because they're famous rappers. They're famous rappers who are actually making impact and do a lot of outreach and do a lot of positive things. So I just want to commend the mayor for one, the city of Houston for two, because
you don't have a problem with that.
Huh?
You don't have a problem with just handing out days?
No, not for trade.
I mean, I'm asking because I'm asking because I've seen a lot of pushback online about it.
No, because Trade Truth does something for Trade Truth does something for his day.
Well,
right?
But there is no ever denying Trey's connection in Houston.
No, but the Drake weekend isn't. The Drake weekend isn't an official day in Houston. I don't think it is, but it's just like the Drake weekend that he does. But y'all got to remember that brings with someone like Drake even having a weekend, that brings a lot of revenue because a lot of stars come here.
Oh, it does.
The restaurants, the strip clubs, and everything else. The bottle service, like a lot of businesses, Uber, a lot of businesses make money up off of these days, right? But that's Drake's weekend, right? But I'm talking like Meek Mills with the prison reform and do this and do that. As long as he can put an event around that day, it's dope. Like 713 Day is dope for Little Kiki. Because it's 713 Day. That's all he screams in every fucking song he does is 713. He's SUC. He's Houston to the core. He's a staple when he's in a million years from now when they play the fucking South Side. People are still gonna know what the hell the South Side
Toby's
is
gonna get
because see Toby's another person that can get a date and probably will deserve a date because he's about a lot of positivity. So they're not just giving Klondike Cat don't have a date, nigga. If he was from, you know what I'm saying? Like,
can we say a shout out to our dude who actually has a day? Can we?
Paul Wall probably does have a day because Paul Wall does a lot of youth events as well. Go ahead.
William Buddy Cumbie, who just had his day pass, so it was actually a year since he first got it. He does a lot of youth pastor work, and like he's always just been like a solid individual. So just the fact that like he got to celebrate his day a year after his day. We also know some other people who have had that honor. And man, out of a city of 4 million plus, right? Like just the fact that you did a little bit of good. So shout out to the people who are doing good.
So the question was that someone was at least having a conversation about, is it oversaturated because everybody has
a day, man. It's 365 of them.
You know what, man? That's like asking if there's too many stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. At some point, some of them people don't need to be up there, but the reality is it itself is kind of a thing, and that thing is kind of cool, right? So these days, it's not like you're getting the key to the city and you're like a guest at the fucking courthouse.
True.
Hitting the gavel.
That's true.
Shit, right?
That's true.
It's a ceremonial thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think any reason to celebrate, especially if it don't really cost anything, right? It's just it's a gimmick, dude.
What's crazy is
that's what's cool about it.
And shout out to celebrations. 100 hours are almost in the tank. People,
yes, sir.
Follow us for the giveaway.
Yes.
Go back.
Why did I before Meek Mill had a day, somebody was talking about him having a day. I saw it somewhere on Insta before I even saw it today. That's why when I saw he had a day, I was kind of like, what? And I had to fact check that shit to see if it was even real. Like, seriously, because I had just saw it, like, someone talked this shit into existence, which is awesome as always, right? Like, that shit to me is really, really awesome. I know he's not going to have a day, though.
Oprah?
Kelly. Robert Kelly.
Now, why do you do
that? You know what? He will have a day. He will have a day.
It's gonna be
on Sex Trafficking Awareness Day.
He'll have his.
He'll
have his day.
All right,
in court.
so
underage sex.
He'll have his day in court.
Statutory Rape Awareness Day.
So without actually going into it too far, right? Let's just let Pert get all up into the screen.
Whatever, you'll be all right.
Man, he likes to show off his guns as much as possible. But anyway,
down slow.
Yeah, like even like just to let you know.
No, just in case I had to get back.
Yeah. For the viewing public.
Oh man. Next time I come back, I'm getting my guy to work these fucking cameras. We need
we're tired of asking for interns.
No, I got one. He wants to do it too. I helped him do some videos and he wants to do it. He was mad when I didn't ask him last time. I actually just forgot. Go ahead, give it to you.
What was I talking about?
Kelly.
Alright, so Robert Kelly.
Don't worry, jar cut.
Robert Kelly, why did you do that? Why did you go over to McDonald's right after that? Why did you go back to the place where they said that you like to go to get something going? Alright, so before I even go into that, let's just talk about just the fact that the bail bondsman over in Chicago, you got to put up real actual capital thanks to all of the crooked people in Chicago. But on top of that, you had a Christian daycare worker get you out. Like, I'm not saying that a friend can't get another friend out of jail. I will never ever say these things. But what I will say is, why are we getting R. Kelly out of jail? Why can't he sit there for more than 2 days? Why can't he get himself together?
Him and Jussie.
But man, let me just tell you, dude, that Jussie mess, man.
I didn't want to take a picture.
You gave way too much.
What, Trey? It's out of focus, bro. That's why we need somebody.
He was
talking about
I was talking about Jussie, man, because Jussie pissed me off, dude. Why did Jussie? Well, shout out for being progressive and putting black actors in normally white roles. So that is progressive of you. Shout out. We always go for the movement. But on top of that, Jussie, you lied, bruh. You lied to that woman on Good Morning America. You know that she's a black saint at this point because she beat so many sicknesses. And you lied. You didn't even try to even use your acting skills. You just started lying. And then you got booked on the same day as R. Kelly. So forever and ever, we know because we had the pictures side by side that y'all were there that night.
Chicago holding some L's right now,
They got a picture of them together?
Yeah.
Well, not together, but like they took their mugshot against the same wall. Like you can see the same dents and creases in the wall.
They're taking Chicago taking some L's right now on that side.
No, but Chicago has gotten all that crap because of the war that's going on in the city. We've already talked about that. But and so like the police chief wanted to go. I wish people would come around.
I commend him on that.
Somebody said no. Here's the deal on that. Here's the deal where I disagree with you, bro.
All right, whatever, bro.
All right, so you're telling me
he said he wished they cared as much. He wasn't just talking. He wasn't talking about the people. He was talking about the media. He was talking about the investigators. He was like, he wished, like, not just through his own police department, but overall, bro. Like the feds and everybody else that got involved in this, he was saying, I wish they cared enough. He wasn't saying, I wish the black people that all this violence is happening to cared enough. That's not what I got off of that. I got him saying, I wish people gave a shit enough to care about the real issues.
So that's how you saw it. Because I might have took it wrong, because the way I took about it was like, I'm thinking to myself that, nah, man, you got...
Everybody have their own perspective of this shit, and
is that a bad thing?
That is...
No, but because the lines get blurred. The lines get blurred on everything, and sometimes it was so straightforward that I got what he was saying. Like, nobody snitched. Nobody snitched on him, so he's not talking about the people coming forward. He's talking about the amount of attention that it had. He wished that the murders and the bad shit that is happening caught that same amount of attention, not used as a ploy to be like, oh, well, what about black on black crime in Chicago? Well, bitch, I live in Houston, I don't live in Chicago.
But every single time...
Let's talk about Houston, you know, if you want to talk
about...
But
you know, just like I know, right?
But it does need to be addressed.
But you know, just like I know, every single time you're in front of the mic and somebody's recording, you need to say what you want to say clearly, so that nobody can ever say otherwise. And here's the difference between...
Make so much money.
Well, here's the thing that I had a problem with, right? You decided as the person who is head of the police in a place where there is a war going on, and we all know that.
Yeah.
We all know who's keeping that going, but we're not even going to have that conversation, right? That dude stood up there knowing that there's a war, knowing all the criticism that he gets for that war, right? And decided to say something that could be manipulated.
Okay.
And when it was manipulated by all the media rounds, right? What did they start saying? Well, this is the most work that Chicago has ever done in one weekend. That was also the meme, and that was also the laughing joke around.
The man had a fucking great point, because as D posted on some of his socials, his point of, do we realize that there was a whole Coast Guard guy about to do a whole murder spree?
Nobody cared. He was distracted.
By what?
No, by Jussie.
So the man was, even though he wasn't even talking about that, the man was still right, which they gave a fuck about other things as much as they care about this fucking gay dude lying about getting jumped by some people. And yes, nigga, because you posted it 9 times, like, okay, nobody gives a shit about this. Nobody gives.
But no, what I'm saying is like, I never said that people don't because they pay attention. I'm saying like, bro, you can pay attention to more than one thing at the same fucking time. Like just because something now is
that's what I got off of that.
It's blurred lines. Like he just talked about you.
So
forget all that. So if you got something going on right here, it's not always a distraction from this over here.
No, I got the distraction.
I can pay attention to this
distraction part.
I'm
not talking about when you start talking.
Y'all tell Pert to release that damn song that he decides to
distractions. Yeah, well, I gotta wait till I finish.
Anyway,
well, what I'm telling you with distractions is like I got what you were saying. Like I get what you're saying about the focus. I got that right, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you were like, this is going on, and maybe it's a meme or something you shared where it's like,
I hear you
about that
because nobody talked about it.
Yeah, but it's because.
But it's the same thing, bro. Right? Like right now we have the Cohen. Just on the TV being a spectacle, but where is our leader in chief? He's over meeting with the most dangerous man on the other side of the world over in Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
And one of our biggest shame points of the world. He's
before
meeting
the man
there
started talking, he already said everything he's about to say is a lie, and then
it's all a distraction
comes out of there.
It's all simultaneous.
She starts talking whatever she's talking, saying, "Oh yeah, it's all lies." The man hasn't even said anything yet, and it's all proven. A lot of stuff is proven facts that he got paperwork on. So it's a whole bunch of cap on their side. Like I don't get it. It's just a whole. Yeah. It's dog.
Everybody knows that.
There are a lot of important things out there that just goes over people's head, and that's what.
Like the market's fluctuating right now.
Like
interest rates
even
are going
even
up.
with the R. Kelly situation, right? Like people are more concerned about the chick who bailed him out of jail. And then when I saw the stories, I didn't know about the McDonald's thing. I saw he went to McDonald's, but I didn't know about the McDonald's thing as far as because I didn't watch any of the other stuff.
No, I didn't watch
I told you.
But it's one of those things where it was like
I don't do what the mask. I just don't do what the mask do, and I don't do what the mask do. Not to not do what the mask do. I'm just not interested.
75% of the people coming straight out of jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
but here's the difference between all that. Here's the difference between all that is that like my man was in.
You can't read it.
Yeah, but he was in his documents, in his court documents. That's what one of the charges is that he was around their profile.
See,
they got 70 billion.
I don't care about it enough to even read that much into it. See, I don't know the Jussie situation. Y'all know more about that than me because I never read one article. All my information I know about everything I know about any of those cases came from y'all other people I know.
It shows a
I don't know why y'all care so much.
I'm saying as a
why do you care about what you care so much? You can't just sit there and say because I don't like this. Why do you care about this? You like this, or I don't like this, or I don't care about it, so you can't care about it. Like, why can't people be different and care about what they want to care about?
Shit that be going on, and y'all be worried about.
According to you,
bro,
like it's could be real shit to the families of daughters who getting fucked up.
Fuck about none of that.
Exactly, but but there's a dad who has a daughter that does care about it. So now you don't understand. So because I don't understand, you can't care about it.
Like I be caring about life on other planets.
That makes zero sense.
That'll be when that shit hits. That'll be groundbreaking.
This fool brought up life on other planets. Like that should be more important than life on this one.
Fuck this life on this planet. Life on this planet is trash. Every life form is
it's like no. It's like Kanye all over again. Wait till we get to Kanye.
Wait till we get to Kanye. Other life out there,
bro.
Hopefully there won't be
that was a random shit.
Did you hear that?
No, I'm just telling you, like, that's what I care about. Like, I don't care about none of this shit y'all care about, like, such small things, bro.
God. Nobody cares about R. Kelly, but let me tell you about this.
Space travel.
After a reboot, the rover on Mars.
Now you sound like Donald Trump.
How do we fucking bend time, man? How do we bend time and make a wormhole and get to the other side of the fucking bubble galaxy?
Stargate is my favorite show.
Like, let's bubble.
But did you hear that after a reboot, the rover turned back on?
No, it did.
After a reboot,
see, that's exciting.
Like, you know what?
That's a lot better than Robert Kelly.
What? It is a lot better than Robert Kelly. You know,
did NASA not come to India and get the have you rebooted your rover yet?
For Apple,
like nobody called technical support.
But in the F5,
R for Romeo, Control F5. You're like, what?
Nobody called technical
Control Comcast. I'm gonna send the signal to reboot from my end.
No, man.
Hold on. Let me know if
you're gonna lose connectivity for a second.
Let me know what the screen says.
I think we can focus on multiple things, but the things that we want to focus on is just stupid to me, and that's the way. And like I say, I'm not interested in them, and not because I'm like going against the grain, but there's just better things that I'm going to do with my fucking time than to sit up here and we're in an information overload era, and I don't want to know everything. I actually, my conscience is more clear. I sleep better at night, not even when I see y'all talk about the shit, I skip right over it. And then if that's all y'all talking about, I jump off of there and I go to Instagram and I go to the Explorer page and try to see if there's a new booty model that I don't follow. Because like I just don't. My wife is like, why are you always looking at that stuff? And I'm just like, have you seen what's on Facebook? Like that stuff doesn't entertain me the way that it entertains.
Isn't Facebook what you choose to follow them?
Here. Human beings are cockroaches with thought, right?
Yeah.
Because when you see one roach, you're gonna see fucking 100 roaches. If you knock down the wall, you're gonna see 1,000 roaches. If you knock down the whole building, you may see 1,000,000 fucking roaches in there. Those are our thoughts, right? Because our thoughts trail behind another. So when one person starts talking about it, it's like, and it's like this whole thing of everybody. That's why when we come to do this shit right here, I really don't even like to talk about everything that everybody talked about or talks about or talking about at the time. Like we try to talk about different stuff because I just want to be on the outside of that. And yeah, we can come and be generic like everybody else and have these conversations. But when we have these conversations, we speak from different places anyway because everybody don't agree. You know, like I said, the whole Jussie thing, I didn't care one way or another. I don't even give a shit if he ever caught a charge behind it or not. I didn't.
I'm glad he
when I tell you I didn't give an ounce. I didn't watch 1 minute of that fucking R. Kelly doc. I have zero intentions on watching that. I have zero intentions on reading the Jussie shit. And when R. Kelly goes to jail, I'm not gonna give a fuck about that shit either, bro. Because we've been watching these things happen forever, bro.
Go.
So I don't care that he went to McDonald's. I think the majority of people coming out of jail go to McDonald's.
Go.
Like that's
what
a story.
I have a problem with is not even the girl, the lady who, because she owes the child care, she bailed him out.
Idiocracy, man. It's terrible.
Just the fact that a judge was willing to give him bail, considering the amount of charges of him taking advantage of people physically. Why would you let him out? And why would he not be held?
And mind you, it was only $1 million. It was only $1 million. Mystical, with no evidence, on some shit where they flipped the chick, got slammed with $3 million for his fucking. I feel you. And R. Kelly has a past and a history,
I mean,
as well. Like Mystical got slammed with a $3 million fucking
his
bond.
first case or this?
No, this one he just got out last. He just got out last Saturday.
Is this not the same kind of thing from the first?
No, okay. that was extortion. That was extortion from the first. Cause he didn't rape anybody.
All right.
Chick took $80,000.
Yeah.
He made her suck some dick to get. He going to get the $80,000 back. So he made him suck his partner's dick while he filmed it. Yep. So super fucked up. Not a great thing to do. But at the end of the day, there could have been worse things that happened to. I've seen people die over $5. You feel me? I've seen people die for nothing. I've seen people die for pride. My homie's in jail right now, signed for 35 for absolutely no reason. That dude died for no fucking reason, right? I can say that now because that shit is over with and it's clear. But that dude died for absolutely no fucking reason, and his daughter got to sit up on that stand and tell that story and make him cry even more. And he need to cry. You should cry. Like people die for absolutely nothing out here, bro. Like, but to my point, I want to move past that, but I want to stay on Mystical for a minute because you can have somebody with no evidence and with that prior get slammed into this broken system. You can have someone with a high status of R. Kelly with sex tech, regardless of the fact, look, you see the mole, you couldn't see the mole. Everybody knew that was him pissing on those things.
Man,
he was fucking Aaliyah.
The Aaliyah court documents alone are criminal.
Yeah, he was fucking Aaliyah. So, and then this whole new shit.
Like that dude was known.
I'm just talking the money. I'm talking the money and the power levels at this point. Like the money and the power level, and because R. Kelly's a high figure, we didn't really hear a lot about the Mystical situation. But because R. Kelly is this trending thing, I didn't even know Mystical came home till I checked my fucking Instagram and saw him out, and I was like, oh shit, is he really free? And I went to his page and I was like, oh shit.
But what do you think that
all of R. Kelly's charges from Chicago?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right, I'm asking.
No, some of them.
Because I'm saying, like, if he was in the South,
some of them
would this be the same thing?
Some of them are in Atlanta.
If he was in the South, would this be the same thing?
That's a good question.
Right. Because South treat black men differently. Don't care if you got money or not.
Yeah,
you're still a boy.
I just wonder how.
You're still a boy.
Yeah, good old boy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, no. I mean, it's one thing to catch a charge in your hometown.
I honestly believe.
But South Park Mexican still sitting in jail for that 14-year-old girl that he got pregnant, so let's be real. Like, we in the South, bro.
I actually believe Mystical got bamboozled. South Park Mexican got bamboozled for 45 years for what he did. Yeah, it was like, I don't think it was on the same level as Kels. You know, there's a lot of stuff that
don't put yourself in those positions.
I know, but there's a lot. Exactly, you're 100% right. But
no, because here's
look at all these people. Look at all these people.
Can I? I know, but let me just explain to you how I see it. Right, as somebody who wanted to be in the entertainment industry and now older out of it and in a different realm. Right, I see, man, those tried and true things that we always hear, like Quincy Jones was like, we all knew about R. Kelly, and it's like he's dropped a whole bunch of bombs now that he doesn't care anymore. Now that he's outlived so many people, he's just dropping truth bombs. But that's true, man. It's like Priscilla Presley was young, like Aaliyah was young, like all of them were young, right? We hear about Foxy was young. We hear about all these people who within the music industry, entertainment industry, they were enabled to do whatever they want so that they can be happy to make whatever everybody was profiting off. Because that's what it was. Everybody was profiting. Nobody cares. There are people.
You're the cash cow.
Like R. Kelly is
no different than
making somebody money right
drugs, now. Right? Oh, yeah. That are all throughout the entertainment industry.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
They're in jars or bags whichever is your choosing.
I think I'm more frustrated on all this shit becoming trending things for these media stories, man. Like, I mean, it's like
everything's a story.
Cosby shit.
Yeah, but it's just like used to be a 24-hour news site, right?
They're trying to crucify Michael Jackson right now, man. Like
Oprah crazy
doing that.
And I think, like,
and in your opinion, and listen, like I had posted the other day, right? Like, at this point, you really have to look at the state of where we're at. If this guy said it's better to be a victim of a hate crime than to be a pop star on a primetime show. Now, you got Oprah came out.
But that's how he actually felt.
No. I'm saying just the entire thing about this whole victim. And it's like, okay, because you're talking about the Michael Jackson thing. And I'm like, I don't even think it's about Michael Jackson. I think it's about getting in front of a victim and being able to say, oh, they get to tell their story and I get to sit in front of them and take advantage of that.
No, I heard about Oprah doing the whole
that whole
After
victim
Neverland thing.
spotlight trend is going on. Everybody wants to find somebody who survived something.
It was so many ratings for that one show. Like, did you hear that they signed on for that R. Kelly?
But that's what I'm saying.
I
the R. Kelly stuff. They're doing 8 seasons of that.
They're doing tours right now, bro. They're
Like,
doing a fucking tour.
Speaking to it.
Oh man. Like, that's just
You could buy
sick.
VIP tickets to take pictures with the bitches,
No,
bro. Like my nigga,
come
I'm
on.
done.
But no, that's
This is why I'm done.
But this is where we're living.
How does
right
that
now.
not? As
This
a
is
parent,
where we're at.
This is why I'm on the outside of that fucking bubble, bro.
as a parent, how's that not pimping out your kids?
And that's not an excuse to me. If this is where we're at.
They're all
Like,
grown
that,
up now.
what does that mean?
But I mean, still, if you're getting paid because of what happened to you, and you're going around and talking about
I need an explanation of that. What does that mean? This is where we're at.
This is where we're at. We're at the
As a
point
society.
where attention is the new crack. We said it so many
Okay.
different ways. We said that things are distractions. We said that nobody's really listening, nobody's reading, nobody's actually watching anymore, right? Everybody is just coasting through trying to get their 15 minutes. And that's very interesting in the Always Press Record studio to say all these things constantly.
Right.
But the truth is that, yeah, man, everybody wants to be remembered. I said it to you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Everybody wants to be remembered, and so that's what the outlet was for, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, everybody's willing to go so far for that 15 minutes. So far to where you don't know truly where you're going to go.
Everybody has to test the limits, right? It's all been done before. The only thing to do is what's next.
But all I'm saying is that Lady Gaga, right? Say whatever you want about the Oscars and all this bullshit.
I love
All
watched
she
that movie
did,
last night.
she took the Cardi B route before Cardi B and was the stripper that turned into the pop star, that turned into the mogul, that turned into the Oscar winning actress. And that's all I'm saying is that shit was pretty. You gotta understand, man, there are roads. This music thing has been going on for a long time. These young women have been with these old ass dirty men who made great songs. All the drugs, all of it is there. The only difference is that now you can be as visible or as close to the noise as your fucking phone. And because you keep it in your back pocket or near you or in your purse every single fucking day, you don't know what is good quality content anymore. Back in the day, if you wanted a studio or you wanted a record or you wanted anything, you had to go to somebody and somebody had to say you were good. Now you tell your own self that you're good because you're emulating some bullshit. Bullshit.
Okay.
So now, attention is the new crack.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
I guess the format's changed.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're
It's
used
too accessible.
Maybe I'm old school and I'm used to the old format of how shit used to be, but it is too accessible and you can't create. Like, you can't, you're right. So, sitcoms don't exist really anymore, right?
No.
Because people want to watch reality.
No, because you binge it.
Yes, but you can binge it.
There's no to be continued anymore.
No, you can just binge it on Netflix. Great.
Yeah.
Because you get into this world of people wanting to
Who
watch
wants everything
other
right now.
people. So the kids watching other kids play video games, right?
Yeah.
How's that any different than somebody sitting up there watching Big Brother with somebody else?
I love hip hop. I'm
Yes,
taking that
yes,
concept.
yes,
I'm like,
yes.
okay, I'm watching relationships because I'm single.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, right? And then you got a whole bunch of people that looks at every relationship like what they see on
and
TV.
See, my little brother's wife is like that. That's why their marriage was horrible, because she's looking at this love and hip hop lifestyle.
No, that's
and
not true.
They only make $500 a week.
But that wasn't true.
That's not
The fact that they're getting paid, period.
Yes, but
that's not reality TV when you
not them. I'm talking them in real life.
No, I'm talking about.
What she want to order? How would you order have a $700 party and you only make $500 a week?
No, but there's so many of us, because what we see.
Nigga, you're brainwashed.
What we see, bro. What do? We get the rapper starter kit. We get all these things. We do all these things. Hell, when I first got a good bit of money in my hands, I had every single nice electronic that you can possibly imagine. I got a new car and I got new shirts.
I have the Kendrick effect with money, and that's, I don't know if I'm gonna get this again, so I don't spend my money like that.
And that's the difference, is that you get fear. Nobody ever tells you about this. When you get a large sum of money or
right now.
the amount of money that you want, there is an initial fear.
When I got a credit card with bands on it, I was like, oh shit, what do I do?
Fear.
And I was like, nigga, do the same thing you've been doing this whole time. Penny pinch the hell out of their ass. Don't spend a lot of this, because then you have to pay it back. Then you're gonna pay it, and then I understand it. So I get what you're saying. Again, bro, outside of the box, in my home buyers class, outside of the box, everybody, like, I'm schooling the lender, because I already talked to my lender, picked the brain. I understand everything that's going. All these numbers are going through my fucking head.
But I once bought a Junie and Bert
though.
purse for some girl that I was not dating. All to impress her that I knew about nice things.
Make that, get out there and work. Make him buy you a Junie and Bert. It's all about that sucker.
When you're trying to close the deal, you will. When you're trying to close the deal, man, you do a few things, man.
We all done some shit.
Dude, I trick it like it, man. If I had more money when I was younger, if I had more money when I was younger,
we all done dumb shit.
No, of course.
I would have spent it on them hoes.
Of course, I've taken my chick shopping before, though. You know what I'm saying? But my chicks used to hustle for me. You know what I'm saying? So so it wasn't, to me, it was fair games to take it to Forever 21, buy some cute outfits and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a big deal if you had it to do. What they say, that trick is you got it.
Putting in work. Most don't need to.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure.
Nature's credit card, bro.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that you know that. Yes,
Nature's
CC 2.0, man.
Earns interest, man.
NC 17. Matter of fact,
the original interest.
NCC 17 is the show, because it's Nature's credit card 17. We gotta do it.
Like 18. I don't like the 17.
Well, 17.
17. We can't talk about Robert.
17.
Like, Robert ruins everything.
17 3/4 is legal.
R. Kelly, you ruined
I don't care.
it.
I don't want to play around the legal age. Like, can we go above the speed limit?
17 3/4 is legal.
Why are we
You
texting?
said something about Robert, the name Robert at the beginning. That's what this episode is called.
Oh, no.
The name Robert at the beginning.
Cancel
The
Robert.
case. What is not called?
The arcade.
The arcade.
Arcade over that bitch.
Yes, this is how the magic happens.
No,
yes,
man.
you are watching.
Like,
yes, you are enjoying.
In conclusion to everything that we talked about, man, I hope people could actually.
Man, I didn't talk about Kanye.
Oh no! I'm not. We can go there now, but because I'm about to get off of all the other stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just hope people like find interest in other things, and not that it has to be things that I'm interested in, and not saying that they aren't interested in other things, but we need to stop. We need to stop making stupid people famous, and making stupid shit.
And you gotta take away social media then.
No, just choose your distractions wisely. Choose your distractions wisely as well.
Nothing I'm saying is going to change anything in the world,
Not
right?
a damn thing.
Because it's going to speed up. Eventually, people will evolve enough to not be as personal with online stuff. Because it's going to come back to haunt this next generation when I can just Google your stupid ass and find you doing stupid shit on the internet.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet.
It's going to get this.
I'm surprised that there hasn't been a backlash.
It's going to get to that point.
It has, man. That dude in the NCAA championship game last year was going off in the middle of the game. They're already releasing his racist comments from when he was like 9.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dude was in the middle of going fucking off.
It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be horrible, and I just hope people.
Can I tell you something else that was horrible?
Make other things to point upon.
That I thought was going to be horrible. It's probably going to be horrible. But like, there was a clip, right? Because what's his name? Who's the Ghost Rider? What's his name?
What we talking about? Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider for Kanye.
Saha.
Saha. All right,
Yeah.
so the Saha the Prince has become
Nicholas Cage. That's all I'm thinking about.
underrated, overrated. Once again, Ghost Rider by Nicholas Cage. I watch that any day. Who was it? Who's the chick in that? Esposito? She was in Training Day too. Anyway, so like I hear that Kanye has included. So Kanye's doing the formula of dark twisted fantasy, which is basically he went off to Hawaii and consumed himself to make an album, right? That turned out to be good,
goodness,
right?
Man.
So apparently he's now in Africa for a while now, because the Red Hat gave him power, and so he appears in a viral video shot by his ghostwriter, writer Saha the Prince, with him playing an organ.
While the kids was dancing.
With the kids dancing in the background.
Dressed like the Demolition Man.
Dressed like the Demolition Man.
With
Down.
with the white.
The Wesley Snipes?
And
the Wesley Snipes.
was red.
In place of the orange greatness, he had a red dot, almost similar to the mega cap, on him. And he's playing and chopping. I hope that's not the actual beat, because it didn't rhythmically go, and I understand what we were doing.
Yeah.
But two, man, Kanye, you're going straight to African Child right now. You went to Africa to figure out how to get all of us to buy your Yeezys and your man. Does he have anything else besides the Yeezys?
I just want Kanye money where I can afford to.
He doesn't have it anymore. It's all Kim's.
Yeah, I think he's running on loans right now.
She's 3 children.
Especially after the 777 albums when he was dropping them shits like that.
And they were all gone. Yeah,
I think he's running on loan money.
I think he was out of money.
I think he's running on borrowed money.
You don't think he got enough royalty to sustain himself?
No, because that's why he's suing for the royalties right now.
I own a lot of this shit.
He's suing Def Jam, and he's suing Rockefeller. Well, what it used to be, Rock Nation.
See, he should have been listening to Hov when he was like, "Don't let the masters have your masters."
But he let them.
I know, but
he sold them because he thought he was gonna make more. But Kanye,
that's why I don't.
You don't hear it anymore because I heard that sample, bro. I heard the sample.
I just like that comedian dude. I was in my when you shared the link, I saw it, but I was out of commission over the weekend, so I didn't get to it until yesterday. But I fully recovered. So I got to listening to it, and I was like, yeah, this shit kind of jamming, but I was like, I ain't fucking with it.
Nah, can I tell you why I'm not for it yet?
Okay.
All right. So the reason why I'm not for it is because we saw Chance remember when Chance was in the doorway of all these videos from Chicago when he was recording in Chance's studio.
Okay.
And he had the Michael Jackson samples.
Yep.
Like he's been trying to stumble onto the flow for a minute then. But Kanye doesn't know anymore. He's too drugged out. They got him. They got him. The I'm not even saying that it's the Kardashians. I think she signed up and didn't realize what was coming, but the crash was coming.
Right.
And like the crash is here. And she's standing by it. She has all the surrogate kids. He doesn't even have to pass paternity anymore. So you know the money's coming. You know he had 3 pools because when Drake said I had the biggest pool, he got on the radio and was like, I have 3 pools. Yeah. Right? So, pools are expensive. Right? Yeah. I think and we all know that Kim isn't even like around that dude except for picture time. But she's not in Africa right now. No. So what's he doing? What's going on, Kanye? What are you trying to find?
Like I got
somebody gotta keep the kids.
I got like Watch the Throne niggas in Paris. They did it in Paris. It's like his thing that he does. He goes to different places and he gets into creative space. And you can't get into creative space by doing, especially as a Gemini. I'm a Gemini too, so I understand him sometimes. But sometimes I'm just like he goes beyond even my. And I have a very, very dark sense of humor. But he goes, I do. I can find funny in a baby falling off a cliff. Like, that's just me. But I'm stupid. Don't take it serious. But, like, the deal is, dude, I feel like you can get to those creative spaces, But in the beginning, he wasn't doing all of that, and
Yeah,
that's when he had his best music come out. If you ask me, that's when I thought a lot of his dopest stuff came out towards the beginning, when he was just doing this shit in Harlem and doing this shit in Brooklyn and doing,
when he was
just doing it in Chicago and working with New York artists. And yes, when he was
Nobody's told Kanye for a while that his music sucks.
Charlamagne did.
Man, nobody cares about Charlamagne.
But then Charlamagne,
he got some limit right now.
No, real talk. All right, so like back in the day, back during when he was chopping up soul, for approval.
Yeah, but you couldn't. As far as you could chop up soul, but what we need to learn about chopping is a lot of times you chop. 60% of that money may go away. Like it just depends.
So he learned that lesson.
If they clear that money out or not.
Kanye's been doing it himself.
Fabulous made no money off of Breathe.
Yeah.
But he made money off of Breathe.
Yeah.
By doing shows and everything else, right? Because now he was hot, and then he started to get the features. But the song, just for that one sample of Breathe, and they had already put it out because they were going to take the sample out and just have somebody else redo it.
No, they say that Ho's feature, his feature rate is way too much.
The feature rate wasn't the problem.
The sound of his voice is copyrighted to
just
the point.
To Breathe.
Yeah.
That one Breathe.
No.
Breathe.
That he repeated it over and over again because it was expensive.
Yes, that took away the money. Basically, the money that they had to split in the end was like 20. Don't quote me, but like 20% of the monies was all they had left to split amongst everybody else. So nobody that's one of the because I forgot who was it, Duncan, whoever rushed it to the radio station wanted to put it because it was so hot that they wanted to put it out so fast that by the time they did it and it blew up and people started hearing it like that they couldn't retract the shit. So those samples will get you in trouble is where I'm going with that. So although it's great to sample, it's good to get into that sample bag, you better make sure that you get the clearance for all that. That's the same thing that people were saying about who else album? Who else album they were just talking about his best album, the Jim Jones album, but they were saying it has all these samples that they need to clear off of it as well. So that's why these new kids.
That's the reason why he had Rory go and sit down so he could play the whole entire.
But he got a bunch of samples and stuff on there. That's all I want. That's all I want to go with that.
Plus the album coming soon.
Yeah, that should be really. It just depends on who. It just depends. That's a lie. It just depends on who's. It just depends on who's producing these albums. Because Juvenile, if Juvenile goes and does an all Manny Fresh album again, it's going platinum.
Dre producing Busta.
See, that Dre has a stamp already, bro. And when the features come out and the beats come out and everything comes out, those guys still have power to put together dope ass projects. The fucking Compton soundtrack went platinum, bro. Straight out of Compton soundtrack.
It did.
So I mean, the dude, and then he's such a mastermind with that. This is why I love him, because he doesn't need to do 7/7 album. This is why he's way producer wise. Dre is the best producer in the world, period, because he's a billionaire. Number one.
What's the 7?
Number one.
Are you saying
number
each
two,
one of the album is 7/7? All
the
7
songs.
songs where it's the 7.
I don't know how many albums. That's what you know what I'm talking about.
No, you didn't listen to him, and I had at least.
But it was like 7 albums, 7 songs. I don't know.
They were all horrible, except especially the Nas.
Dre is solidified as not beyond Kanye and his antics, right? Because I watched Dre make NWA, I watched Dre leave NWA, I watched Dre go to Death Row, leave Death Row, left both of those broke, essentially. Create Aftermath, create beats.
Found in Eminem.
Man, I watched it, GOAT-wise, his strategy to do those things, and he didn't need to do all the extra stuff, so he still carries that power of being the best producer of all time to me. Business-wise, the whole package.
Rap producer.
Yes. Hip-hop. Yeah, hip-hop. Although I couldn't think of another billionaire producer.
A lot of them.
Okay.
Steve
Not these behind the scene motherfucker. I'm talking about the person making the beats. I'm not talking about production wise on the backside of a Motown.
Just high Vine, but he got the same money.
Yeah. So I mean that's all I want to go. That's all I want to go with that shit though, man. Maybe we'll. I guess your question is, and we'll wrap it.
Hold up a second. Dre being a billionaire producer is irrelevant. He didn't become a billionaire producing beats. He became a billionaire because he sold Beats headphones.
If
right?
the man wasn't robbed out of all the money he was robbed out in the business, he would have been a billionaire a long time ago.
But that's exactly that's exactly what you were talking about. Only 20% left at the end of Split because all these other people get and that's what the entire point of Straight Outta Compton was that they all got screwed out of money.
Easy underpaid
lawyers.
Suge just didn't pay him. You feel me? So yes, I understand it. So we think about all the millions that he left on the table is my whole thing, and then you think about how long we've been waiting on the Chronic 3 to come out that never came out, that would have came out. This guy could have been richer than what he is right now, but the way he paced himself and made he almost did like the Scarface thing where I'm gonna put out when I want to put out. And y'all can't rush me to put out because y'all waiting on me to come out anyway, and I'm still making so much money on the back end. You didn't even realize I was producing all these albums. You didn't realize I was still producing all these hits. So I'm just telling you.
No, because Dr. Dre actually,
Scarface does a lot of producing as well.
Anderson Paak
on the back end as well.
Paak said that he's making so much because when he moved into his latest house, it was basically a studio, and so like he has a collective of a lot of different people on the West Coast. In which you all go through. That's how Kendrick was a ghostwriter before he dropped.
Dre is smart. Dre realized Dre realized very early into his career that the artist gets paid last. Everybody else gets paid first.
Yes, but I don't think he took away from artists being millionaires and making money and showing them growth to the business because you look at The Game, if you look at you look at all those artists. All those artists that he was fucking with when he was doing the GU and shit, all that stuff that he was doing, all of those guys made money. So he got
network marketed them, man. He did Interscope, he did Aftermath, and they did
he backed away from making more music with these dudes.
No, it's that he was able to partner with his talent, and that was his capital each time. Each time was the talent that he had.
There you go.
That's what I'm trying to say. Kanye. He doesn't have that right now.
Like I maintain to this day, I'd be a millionaire too if I had Dre making me beats.
Man. That's true. So, last thing we'll answer before we wrap is it's late, and I think we got enough.
I'm hungry.
I am hungry too. I don't know how to do that though.
Shout out to VP Fitness, my second guest from I've been doing my vegan diet for the last 2 weeks.
Shout out VP Fitness. Y'all need to come back through.
She does a really good price on about a week's worth of meal prep, $60. Holla at her. She's great with it. It tastes good. And
how many meals? Breakfast, dinner, lunch, or is it just lunch?
It's 2. It's 10 meals.
Okay, 10 meals.
10 meals for $60? Yeah, that's a bargain.
That's not bad at all.
That's a bargain.
Because I take 2 to lunch every day.
Yeah,
I shouldn't, but like I haven't. It can't. Vegan hasn't filled me up yet, so like I shouldn't.
As long as, if you break it down and eat 4 hours apart, then you actually 3-4 hours apart, then you'll actually benefit more, and that way you don't have to cram the whole meal in, and then you keep your metabolism moving throughout the day. We'll talk more about health one day because we never did, and we always say that we will.
We always say we will,
and we never do. Yeah. And I think we need to talk about that, especially as black men in America, because we suffer from heart disease and a lot of other things, high blood pressure at a higher rate. But we'll talk about men in general because men usually die before women as well. So I won't leave my brothers out of this.
I was going to say, I'm not black, but I still think I'm susceptible to heart disease. I'm not heartless.
Can you make a comeback? Can you make a comeback and an impact to us this year? I don't know 100% on that yet.
Okay.
I need to see more.
It might be a hot album.
But if it's a hot album, I told y'all I did make a promise that I would listen to the album because I did. I know I go back and forth with that and I talk a lot of shit, but I did make a promise.
Yeah.
I did make a promise of that early in the year that I would listen to the project with open ears and ready whether it's trash or not. Not on my biased opinion of who he is as a person because I don't like 95% of these rappers today as a person.
Listen a couple of them.
We could do that.
PPP.
We might have to do a little live lesson because everybody knows that there's a lot of emotion that comes up with the content. I might even get the vinyl so that we can really get going.
The problem is, a lot of times when you live listen on, we have to find something like Twitch or something that's not going to kick us off because we can't do it on Facebook because they're going to kick us off for copyright. Instagram's owned by the same person, so they're gonna do the same thing. We have music in your background now.
It might just be an audio only offering.
They'll boot you off.
It might just be
what
an
about
audio
just a
only
clip of
offering.
the song and we know which one we're actually commenting about?
We could probably get away.
Like
We could probably
a little
get
bit
away
to
with
where
that.
it's now we're using the song for it. We're just giving a review of the album and we're saying, hey, right now we're listening
Okay,
to this.
we
play a
could
couple of
get
seconds
away
of the
with
song.
that. We can get away with that. But I'm
Sounds
just telling
like
you,
some
like,
research.
It might be Chronic 3. You might be waiting a while.
He's
He's off his rocker.
He's off his rocker. It's not even that he's off his rocker. It's that he's off his rocker and not executing.
Man, look. He went dumb again like 3 times already.
Yeah.
See, I can't. Yeah, we can't give him no more.
Yeah,
We can't give him no more passes on
just in the last year.
on the up and downs though, Trey. Like I'm done giving the guy passes. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, man, take your medicine.
That's over with.
I hear you, but
one
one day, y'all, when we're
I'm
all
trying to
great,
update out. I'm trying to update
I
our goddamn
just-
fans
hey,
because
so-
we didn't have a podcast last week. We will not probably have one next week. Depends on when I get back in town because I am going to Mardi Gras, and it all it's what is it to be announced?
TBD.
Yeah.
To be
Sound
determined.
like
TBA?
To be determined.
no. I know.
Determined, announced? What
No,
else?
my mind.
Man,
So wait.
I'm sorry. But
perverted shit that came
I
in
know.
What kind of perverted shit that came in this man's head?
I'm not even gonna share. I'm not even gonna
He just stopped
I'm not
for a
even-
second. He had to like
I
look
know.
at his brain.
I'm not gonna
like,
share. It wasn't appropriate. It wasn't appropriate.
It was
It was a distraction. These are fake things.
Yeah, man, these are fake
things.
Probably
No, but it
something
really does depend on how much I party and drink this weekend. I do have off until next Wednesday.
Yeah.
nice.
Starting Friday though. But yeah, man. So yeah, and I
South by
Southwest. Yeah, South by Southwest coming up. I want to talk about that.
Will we be in the building,
Also,
Trey? Aaron, will we be in the building?
I think
I think
there's
we're
a
gonna
good
be-
possibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
also.
Okay.
APR will represent.
I do owe Patrick a formal
Can I get a
apology because I missed his wedding. I woke up at 2:30.
Shout out to Pat, man.
And shout out to
Congratulations
Pat.
on the wedding.
Congratulations, Pat.
And I
Yeah,
promise
Pat.
you, I'm buying you and your wife dinner. I'm gonna give you a gift card. I might give you one of the Fogos for $50, and you pay the other $50 though. And then I want to see how much you tip. And if you get better service than I got when I went there, because we all know I didn't get great service when I went there.
You were really sad.
Yeah, that was my first official
I
rent.
mean, man, they just keep bringing meat. What
Well,
do
they-
you want for service?
Not Fogos. I'm sorry, not Fogos. Wait,
Right.
Root Chris.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I don't
No,
remember you saying
Fogos. Fogos.
50 ain't gonna cut it to Root Chris.
Well, no. Well, you can get the. See, man, Che already knows the deal.
Trying to go businessman.
So-
mode.
No, so him and his wife don't drink, so they don't have to buy money for drinks. But then you get the $90 porterhouse, and you split.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you might have to pay $50. No, I
I know
missed his wedding.
I know some people who do that. Nah, and then like when I was
That's
like,
why you gotta
oh,
double down on
I
the
did,
wedding.
man.
You
I
know?
got fucked up. I should have told that story to begin, but I got fucked up all weekend, dog. And there may have been extra stuff involved, but we were out, and I stayed out till like 2:30, 3, lost track of time, blacked out.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was one of those. Well, okay, I blacked out.
you don't
And then-
drink like that.
No, I woke up naked.
In
But-
public or at home?
No, at home. But
Okay.
I know, too much information, right?
I mean,
But
high fives involved or not?
no, I didn't even. She was like, no.
You woke up naked after a blackout.
I fell asleep.
You put it on.
I didn't get the book. No, I fell asleep. So that's how I fucked up. I'm telling you, bro. I blacked out. I woke up. It was fucking 2:00. I was so embarrassed that I was like, damn, I could go now. I stood up. The room started spinning. Then baby mama hit me like, oh, can you drop my son off at 3 to go to the birthday party? I'm like, shit, I got 20 minutes to sober up really because I'm still drunk from last night. So I drank some water, trying to sober up. And I'm like, damn, should I just get dressed and then go to the wedding? I was like, man, I didn't want to embarrass him because I wasn't in the greatest shape to be around people. And, with a migraine, anxiety, and waviness.
I don't like meeting new people.
It just,
over at
no, I
those
love
type
meeting
of
new
events.
people, but it just wasn't,
Nah, man,
I wasn't in my right
state.
state. So anyway, Pat, I apologize. We'll see you whenever you
Sound like raising cash.
no, I'm not. Planet Pert podcast, episode 17, man.
Wow.
Yes, sir.